And breathe. If only you could have seen what was happening before we went live 3 minutes ago. We'll explain more later. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Paul Church from Clarity Craft here in the UK.
And my name is Louise Golden from Clarity Crafts in the UK as well.
So welcome once again. It feels as if it's been, well, not for you, Louise, you did Groovy Tuesday this morning.
Oh, yeah.
But it seems, I think we were last together on Clarity Social TV on Tuesday of last week. It was a week ago today, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because we had a busy few old days.
It has been.
Our open days and our workshop. So the lovely Grace is in the room with you, all the way over in Crowborough, here in the UK. So if you've got any questions, she's there to help. There's also, Gracie will pop a link up to the show page that gives you all the products that we're going to be sharing with you during the course of this hour. Oh dear, hopefully the sound is good. Two things before we were about to go live. One was we didn't have the microphones.
Nope.
No, because we was too busy chatting about the open days. And then literally just for Louise went, oh goodness me, I've left my plate mate on my desk.
Yes, those were the words I used.
So Louise went that way, I went that way, and but we made it.
We got there.
We did. I can see we've got the lovely Linda Williams in the room as well. Good afternoon, Linda and Jane. So the sound is good. Thank you, Gracie.
It's so great because I can see all the names popping up now, and I know faces now, and I can put faces to names when I'm seeing the chat now.
It's really lovely. Good. You've obviously got better memory. I've recognised faces, but no good with names. So I think at the open days that we've just had and the retreats, the one day workshop, it's great to have name labels.
Yeah, definitely.
Because then it looks as if I know who I'm talking to.
I did that a lot, kind of like somebody was coming up to me going, hello. I was like, oh, hello. And the name.
So yes. So, okay. June already.
I know.
I've changed Linda's lovely calendar. So we're now in June.
All blue.
Nice. You was in May this morning, but we're now in June.
I know. Was I? That sums up today, isn't it? We're still in May.
I think we've still got brain fog. Yesterday we could hardly talk to one another. It was just noises, wasn't it?
Yeah, the words weren't coming out.
No, they were up here.
Brain to words,
not there.
Yeah, wasn't computing.
So I can see we've got many friends in the room already. So good afternoon and welcome. We're going to get back to some sort of normality-ish. So we've got a brand new plate to bring to you this afternoon that was launched by the lovely Linda Williams at our open days on the Friday and the Saturday. And then it was the main focus of the Sunday workshop, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. There was 2 cards to choose from. You could choose they were both beautiful. Just one's got picot cutting and one hasn't.
Yeah, and we're really going to indulge. Look, let me show you the artwork from the design team. So we will go through all of this because it's absolutely stunning as always.
Definitely.
But you're thinking, what are you talking about? Well, what is this new product? So let me bring some details up on the screen for you. So this is the brand new Linda's Richelieu. Richelieu. I can't say it with a French accent. Lace. You are beautiful. A5 square groovy plate. $9.99. The item number for this product is 42481. Now, there's several ways in which you can order. You can either order via the claritycrafts.com website. And if you go on the front page, you can either go to What's New and you'll find it there. But a good place to go to is the Clarity TV show button. It's like the same color as the screen behind me. I'm thinking, it was behind me, was it? Click on there and you'll see it at the top of the page together with some other wonderful products from Linda and the other items that Louise is going to be sharing during the course of this hour. The other way of ordering, of course, during the week, Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. until 4:30 p.m., you can call the number across the bottom, which is there.
That's it.
There we go. 01732 868 215, where the lovely Sue, Jazz, or P are there to take your calls. So I think we should have a look at this plate in detail on the overhead, don't you?
Yes, that would be good.
So we've traced the plate out because I think it's better to see it that way.
Definitely.
So I'm going to pass that to Louise, and then we'll go to the overhead. And there we go.
There we are. Isn't that beautiful?
It is. So it says, "You are beautiful inside and out."
Oh,
it's lovely. And it works in so many different ways, doesn't it?
It does. So you can have it that way if you wanted to.
That's rather lovely. And I suppose you could take away that top part and just have the bottom, or vice versa.
Yeah, because there are a few design cards that have just used one segment.
Yeah.
Haven't used them all. So
that's beautiful.
That's nice as well.
Yeah,
like
coming from the left. I wouldn't
Maybe
turn it
not
one
upside
right.
down.
No, unless you live in Australia.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's have a look at this piece of artwork that you did in the workshop on Sunday.
Isn't that beautiful?
I mean, look at that. That is
stunning.
I mean, look at those scrolls at the top.
I know. It's just perfect.
That
isn't
is,
it?
and the lovely little butterfly. The butterfly isn't on the plate, so that was an addition, wasn't it, that Linda chose. So any of the groovy butterflies that we bring you, you can have that. And can we zoom in a little bit on that? I'm going to zoom in close now, so we can. Oh, that was very close.
Well, hey.
Okay, look at that.
You go. So we've got sort of lovely dotty effect right in the middle, and then use the grid as well for perforating. It makes
and
it
I've
look
also
like
noticed
lace.
on this particular piece of artwork, if I zoom back out now, can I zoom out? That seems rather fast, or is it just me with tired eyes? It seems faster than normal.
This morning, I felt like I was in the disco. It was going in and out.
But I've noticed, if we have a look at the plate, if I can just reach across the way, so if I bring the plate in, you can see here on the plate, you've got this sort of a separation, these double lines.
Yes.
But on Linda here, she's excluded that, and it sort of opens it up a little bit more, doesn't it?
Yeah, it gives you choices, doesn't it? Because you can choose to have that border in.
Yeah.
But you can choose to keep it out as well.
And this lovely white work. Now, would I be right in thinking that this is something that we are covering in our 1, 2, 3 white work course?
We will be, yes. So shadow embossing is going to be our third module in the white work course.
So we'll bring you up some information on that after we've had a look at this lovely artwork.
Definitely.
So then we have another piece from Linda Williams.
So this was the second piece. So this was if you chose to do all of the lovely shadow embossing and then all of that gorgeous pico cutting. And it is, what you'll notice is it's not just these separate pieces. It's kind of, Linda's designed it so it joins up to the side.
Oh, so it's all
different
remains
spots.
attached.
So it all remains attached. So it's attached to a bit of parchment behind this lovely white card that really does make it pop out when it's got this lovely white border.
Okay, so then we have one from Carol Baker. So now we can see how I've just taken that a part of the design.
Yeah, just a little part, just the flowers and then the words, and that just looks really beautiful.
Beautiful. This one, look at this.
It's Frances Knott.
Frances Knott.
Yes.
At her best. I love that monochromatic look. Barb loves this sort of black line art type style of parchment art.
Looks really lovely with parchment using the black micron pen.
I think because you've got the translucency, it really does show up, doesn't it? Another one here from Frances.
Yeah, lovely colouring.
Goodness me. Now this one's interesting. This one's from Karen Jackson. And Karen's just taken one of the flowers and used Josie's circular grids.
Yes, just the flower and pico cut it. So yeah, it's really nice, isn't it?
Another one from lovely Karen. Oops. So Karen's taken the design exactly as it comes. Just a little bit of white work and colour.
Yeah, that looks lovely with the blue, doesn't it?
Yeah, scallop squares around the outside. Oh, wow. Okay. Look at...
That's the lovely Josie
Davidson. Yeah. Wow.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
And this is the frame, isn't it, from the nested square or the nested scallop square groovy plate. Yeah. And she's pico cut the pattern out.
Yeah, so you've got some nice semi-square detail in there.
Wow.
Double layered the semi-square on the outside as well. Beautiful.
Then this one from Jill Askham.
That's lovely.
I wish I could see the comments that were coming in, because I'm sure There's some amazing comments coming in.
Yeah, it's beautiful, just like the little filigree going up the side, isn't it, with the grids around the outside. It's really beautiful.
Then we have another one from lovely Jill. So this time she's done similar to Linda. She's pico cut around.
Yes,
oh,
with the designer paper as well.
Okay, so I've just seen the next card. Sorry.
Wow, that's all pico cut.
And that is Carol Baker.
Yeah.
I think it was Carol Baker. Let's have a quick look. I think it was. Yes, Carol Baker. Beautiful. Oh, and then this one is Carol Pankstello. That's lovely, isn't it? With our rainbow parchment.
Yeah, that looks really beautiful. Just with the one flower, then use the filigree.
And then infill that frame.
And the frame and everything. And hopefully you can see, but here it's jam-packed with perga glitter.
Yeah.
Carol loves her perga glitter.
Wow.
It's beautiful. Yeah, there you go. Ooh.
Yeah. And then this, I like this. Look at this from Jane.
Yeah, that's
Jane
lovely.
Telford. Wow.
Beautiful.
My goodness.
Using just the flowers with the vase.
Yeah. And then this one from Carol Pankstello. This is quite really nice with the pink on the lovely craft card.
Yeah, pink and craft, like pastels and craft card look really lovely together. It does,
doesn't it?
And just using the nested lace frames
the lace
around the outside.
doily, yes.
Yeah, it's beautiful. They go well together.
Yeah. One from Glynis, and she's used my favourite sentiment on there.
Oh, yes.
Sending a little note your way with wishes for a lovely day. I think
beautiful.
It just covers, it says so much, doesn't it?
It does. It's a nice multi-needle tool.
Yeah. Another one from Glynis, just using part of the artwork.
Oh, yes. That's nice as well, with the little stickers.
Then another one from Jill. So that's nice. Oh, this is one of the lattice or the netting plates in the background, isn't it?
Which also works really well with
it does
the lace,
because it looks as if it's sort of, yes, it gives it that lovely French lace look, which is what the Richelieu type of effect is.
Yeah.
But it also looks like a trellis as well because of the flowers.
Yeah,
okay, now there's some these bits here. So this one is from Josie Davidson.
That's lovely.
Okay. Now, this pattern at the bottom is from Linda's original Richelieu collection, which we're going to have a look at as well during the course of this hour. But if I just bring that particular plate in, just so you can see. So it's been designed in two halves, and it's to do with the different size spacing between this sort of webbing effect.
Oh, yes. Yeah, it's smaller on that side than
and larger on that side. So depending on the area in which you want to create, I mean, that's such intricate lacework look, isn't it?
And all that gorgeous picot cutting.
Yeah. Now, this one, hang about. Keep that one there for a minute, Louise. I'm just investigating this one. Right, okay. This is a real illusion. Okay. So this one's from Glynis. Okay. And I thought what Glynis had done, see all the main imagery? I thought she'd cut it all out, Pico cut it all out, and then put it on this lace background.
Oh, right, yeah.
Can you see how it gives, it looks as if it's been placed on top?
3D.
Yeah, but it hasn't. That's one piece of parchment.
Yeah, she's used the netting to infill all of the free space. It's lovely, isn't it?
And then a final piece, I love this, Karen Jackson.
Beautiful.
Excuse me.
All that Pico cutting.
I know. But you could just trace out that design, couldn't you? You didn't necessarily have to do the Pico cutting, but what a finish that gives you.
I know, it does look absolutely gorgeous, don't it? And they've really outdone themselves again.
They all, I mean, the design team, they make our job, or definitely make my job a lot easier. But you can see the volume of artwork we've got there, and that's from everybody from Linda all the way down to the design team. I did notice, Louise, there was nothing there from you. Have you been busy these last couple of weeks?
I have been extremely busy. I had about enough time to do the demo.
So before we move on to the demo, what I want to do is just share with you a couple of other items on the show. And then during the course of the hour, if we get a chance, we'll have a look at some of the artwork as well. So the first item we're looking at is brand new. I mean, it's brand new at the open days that we launched on Friday. This is Linda's Richelieu Lace You Are Beautiful A5 square groovy plate. £424.819 plus your discounts. Then this is where it all started. This was the lovely original collection. So you have 5 A5 square groovy plates, all giving that along that same style of the Richelieu lace. Here you have a £10 saving. So basically it's 5 for the price of 4 plus your club discount as well. And this was sort of like it was Barbara and Linda talking. Barbara's always loved that look of that sort of like the very sort of handmade lace tablecloths and in parchment. It's absolutely amazing.
It looks very effective on parchment, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it?
It gives a beautiful lace look, doesn't it?
Yeah.
When you use that on there.
And then earlier we sort of touched briefly on our new 123 online Groovi Pergamano whitework course. Now this first live show kicks off tomorrow on the 4th of June from 1 till 4. But it doesn't matter if you buy this product today, we will send you, obviously you get the booklet, but we will send, I will send you a link to access that course. I would say we would probably have a cut-off by about 11 o'clock tomorrow.
Yeah.
So if you buy it before 11 o'clock tomorrow, we'll be able to send you that invite for you to join the live show at 1 o'clock. But it doesn't matter, because if you miss it, you can watch it afterwards.
Yeah.
And there's also a recording of that, each of the 3 different modules as well. So Louise and I have done 2 of the modules.
We have.
And we are due to do the final one this coming week. So if you're interested in honing up on your whitework skills, then the item number for that is 60223. It's £60. There's no club discount on that. But let me just jump to that screen. Hang on one moment. There we go. But so far, the 2 recordings we've done, the 2 modules, they're 3 hours each. And no doubt the 3rd module will be 3 hours. So that's 9 hours of pre-filmed instruction from Louise. And then we'll have the live tomorrow. And that'll be, they tend to go over a little bit, don't they? But not by much, because there's a lot more interaction. Well, there's no interaction when Louise is doing it, apart from me. But with the live in our Inner Circle platform, then there's obviously we interact with the students in the room for any questions.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to that first live session tomorrow. So there is still time to take part in that. The item number for that is 60223. And as I say, you'll get an invite to the Inner platform. The book will be sent out, but you obviously won't have that in time. But we'll go through the book during that live show. When you go to the product on the website, 60223, read all about the course in there, because there's also a link that you can download all the ingredients that are going to be used during this 3-part course as well. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be great. They always are. The first one we did, the foundation course.
It went so smoothly, didn't it?
Smooth. Louise, don't say things like that. Don't say things like that, Louise. The foundation course is still available, even though we have completed the filming on all 3 of those sessions. If you're interested in that, item number 60222. Funny, I remember that one. No. I think it's 60220.
I think
Grace will check her. It's an O, isn't it? Yes.
Yeah.
See, you spoke too soon, Louise. 60220. That's still available, and it's the same thing. You've got 3, 6, 9, 18 hours worth of tuition on that. And once you buy that course, it's having the keys to the classroom, isn't it?
It is.
And you can just keep going back in, coming back out, going back in, stopping the film, starting the film, rewinding, turning it up, turning it down. And you can then do that at your own pace and speed.
You can.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's enough of my waffling. I'm going to bring the details up of this brand new plate from the lovely Linda Williams. I'm going to hand over to Louise.
Okay. Cool.
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 I'm going to have a slurp of coffee. We've got the windows open, but it's so warm.
It is warm in here, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. So if I go on the overhead, we have our nice download.
Yeah.
So we have the time and the date.
Yeah.
The title, the picture, and then what was used at the bottom with all of the codes.
And where do we find this, Louise, on our website?
We find it on the main page, and on the main page there is it Catch Up and Craft?
Catch Up and Craft,
That's
it
the
is
one.
indeed.
And it is on there.
Super. And it's available for you to download, print off, or download and keep on your computer.
Yes. So that's the card that we are doing. And that's it in real life.
Wow.
So,
do you want to zoom in on that though?
Yeah, we can do. Okay.
Look at that.
There we are. So the pink in the middle is the gold gel pen, not the gold, the pink gel pen. That's the one, the gold or pink. And then around the outside of the rose, that is also pink.
Should we zoom in on that really, on that rose? And focus.
There we go. So I've used the diagonal grid for the flower as well.
Yeah.
But I've coloured it beforehand. So we're going to see how to do that in a minute. Super. And then I've used the gold gel pen for the leaves. So I've even done it on the corners.
Nice.
Got a sneaky little bit of some of Josie's grid in the corners.
Nice.
And then nice little border with the semi-star.
Mm.
So we're going to do that now.
Okay.
Okay.
She said, we're going to do that now. Okay.
Let's chill now.
We're going to chill.
We're going to chill and craft.
Okay.
Ta-da. There we go.
There we go.
Okay, right. So what I would do first is it's on a black mat.
Yeah.
Just going to use a tumble dryer sheet.
Okay.
Duplicate the parchment. Get my groovy sticker tabs.
And the plate Louise is using here is the nested scallop square extension plate, which you'll find on the website. Actually, it's got the number on the plate, hasn't it?
It has.
Give everyone that number on the plate. The item number for that is 41168. Is that 68?
Yes.
Yeah, 68.
That's the one.
I haven't got my goggles on.
Okay, so to create the squares, I use the smallest one of the smallest scallop shape.
Right, okay.
And the largest one of the second smallest scallop.
Ah, so you're just creating like a frame then, aren't you? So you're just using the plate to create a frame. Oh, I see.
Because I thought I'd do this to show that if you're not quite at the picot cutting stage, it doesn't matter because you can do this. And it gives a really lovely effect. Using a little bit of needle tool work for embossing.
And I suppose you could put those scallops in there as well, just for decorative purposes, couldn't you?
You could, yeah. That would look nice as well. So if you didn't want to do your tool work, you could use a little scallop. Colour it in different colours.
The scallop plates, the squares and the circles, and then the extended
always
ones
using them.
are lovely.
I always have them on my desk when I'm doing design to example. Because even if you don't use the scallops, you've still got the nested shapes, haven't you?
Yeah.
So, right, so now I've done that bit. Coming in with my plate mate and my new plate.
Richelieu.
My new Richelieu
Lace. You Are Beautiful from Linda Williams, just like the lady herself.
Exactly. Beautiful lady. She's absolutely such a sweetheart, isn't she?
She's a superstar.
Okay, so what I'm doing is, and you can see, there we go. So I'm just lining up the flower and the leaves. So I'm going to use these 3 leaves.
Oh, I see.
So it's just literally just going to be this flower in the corner.
I wondered how you'd remember. I wondered whether it was positioned when you was creating this card, whether you just put it in randomly, not random, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's good to know. So you use those leaves to line up so that it will always go in the same sort of place.
Exactly.
Nice.
Although I do like winging it a lot, so you know.
There's nothing wrong with winging it.
No.
Nearly couldn't say that.
Okay, so I'll just do the the outside.
You do it automatically, don't you? You automatically trace out the number 2 and then go back in with the number 1. It's just habit now, isn't it?
It is, yes. I've always used the number. I know it takes more time, but I just like it gives a slightly different effect than just going in with the number 2 or going in just with the number 1.
Yeah.
If you wanted to go in, if you wanted a very, very fine line, then going in with the number 1 would make it slightly thinner.
Yeah.
To begin with. But this just, for me, it just...
And these are the type of things that you cover in the whitework course.
Yeah. And then everybody can choose, you know, whether they want to do it that way or just go in straight with the number 1 or go in straight with the number 2.
In other words, if you're impatient like me, whether you go straight in with the number 1, that's what you're saying, aren't you, Louise?
No, not at all.
No, not at all.
No, I would never say that.
I heard you on Groovi Tuesday. No, I didn't.
Who rumbled me? There we go. So when that's done, I was going to use this one here, the second largest one, to create that circle. And then that gives us that.
Apologies for the camera wobbling. It's a little bit windy. No, it's a little bit windy outside. And the roof above, or the ceiling space above the camera is sort of, it's a void. And the wind is getting under the roof.
How rude. Oh, yeah,
you can hear the roof, not the roof tiles, the full ceiling tiles. You can hear it lifting every now and again. So we apologise for the poor wind conditions here at Groovi headquarters.
Last week we had awful, it was really, really breezy, wasn't it? And I don't know where it was in this building, but I kept on hearing the tile. It sounded like the tiles were going to come away from the ceiling. It was so windy. It kind of went in and under, and it circulated.
I know where you was.
Was I in here?
You was in retail because above the mezzanine there's an extractor fan.
Oh yeah.
That has flaps on it to let. So when you open the extractor fan, they obviously open to let the air out, or it can bring the cold air in. But they have like these two-way flaps, and when it's really windy, they flap.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I would have been there then.
Yeah, that's where it would have sounded as if the roof was about to come off.
So what I would do is I'd go all around there.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it now because nobody needs to see me do that.
Okay.
So and then also with the this plate here, our nice new plate.
Linda's new plate, yes.
I've used these in the corners.
I didn't even see those on the plate.
I know. I saw those and I thought, oh, they'll make a really lovely corner.
Yeah.
So that's what I did, which then leads me onto this.
Right. Okay.
Just like that. That's quick.
You've done this before, haven't you, Louise?
I have. I blue peated it. Yeah. There we go. So yes, so what I've done is I've just used the plate again, just to create some nice little. I've used some of the little filigrees, just to come in different places. To
sort of close the space in a little.
Yeah. And it also, I think it looks really nice. See, that one there would look nice around there and there. So if I'd put the words in and then work around that.
Yeah.
So yes, so there we go. So I thought what I'll do first is I'll show you a little bit of whitework.
Okay.
Seeing as that's what usually comes first.
So, I mean, it's amazing, isn't it? I mean, we had a look at the lovely design team work, and obviously the masterpieces from, I mean, they're all masterpieces, but the artwork from Linda. So you can see how Linda has just taken the plates exactly as they come, but just shown two different options on what you can do with them. And I think that's the beauty of sort of the Groovi system. With the Groovi system, being able to take the design exactly how it comes, or you gain that little bit of confidence, don't you?
You do.
And then you sort of look outside the box and you think, I could take I mean, like this, what you're doing now, that one single flower from that beautiful plate from Linda Williams, and there's lovely, beautiful, more on there, and a little bit of a filigree here in that little corner. And all of a sudden, you've got something so unique and special that, yeah.
I know, it's a nice, simple layout to a card, this, because you've got a few little elements, one flower in the corner, you know, just using the nice words, and you could put them in any order, you know.
Yeah.
Any, like, you could
Now,
put them on the
did
top.
Linda reveal what type of flower this was?
No.
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 See, to me...
Yeah, somebody, we were talking about that earlier. Somebody asked me, and I said, I think it's probably similar to a rose.
Yes, maybe? I'm not sure. I mean, maybe Linda, if she's still watching, if she could send me a text. See, I'm looking at that and thinking pansy.
Yes.
I'm also seeing rose, but I'm also seeing a camellia.
Yes.
As well.
Maybe that's the point. Maybe the point is that you can choose whatever flower you want it to be.
No, I just wondered when you was doing the workshop with Linda on Sunday whether she revealed what type of flower it was.
I thought it was a really pretty flower. There we go. So I'm just going to do just one flower to show you how I do it. So I've got my 4.5, which I mentioned in the demo.
Hang on a minute. Where are you storing your Pergamano tools, Louise?
In my tool caddy.
In your tool caddy. I'm going to bring that information up for you on the screen.
Yay!
Louise loves it. And you decorated your tool caddy, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
With our Pergamano rub-ons.
I did, yeah.
Let's see if we can see that on the overhead.
Oh, there you go, sort of.
Have a lovely day.
Yeah, so every time I look at it, it's telling me to have a lovely day.
Ah, isn't that one? That's a wonderful idea.
Nice.
Yeah.
Give me a little affirmation.
Nice. First thing in the morning.
I know. It's not. I have it on my desk out there, so it's nice to see every morning.
So when she walks in and no one says anything to her, at least she's saying it to herself. Have a lovely day.
I look at my thing and go, oh, that's so nice.
Right, back to the white work.
Okay, so using my 4.5, I'm going to create a little centre vein in here.
Right, the lovely Linda Williams, she says, a camellia was in my mind when I drew the flower.
So there we go.
So just want to know.
That's what we thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it could be, any of those three, couldn't it?
Yeah, that's a nice thing, isn't it? It could be anything you want it to be.
That's a lovely flower. Right, Louise has gone now on the white work.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to zoom in a little.
I'm still here.
Come in a little bit closer. Come on, camera. Okay. So what size ball tool are you using here, Louise?
I'm using a 4.5.
Yeah.
However, you can get away with the 6mm in here.
Okay.
Which is what Linda was telling everybody to use on the plate in the workshop. We started off with the 6mm. So you can get your 6mm in.
Yeah.
In the spot.
I mean, we do have a collection of all of the different size ball tools. The item number for that is 70487. That gives you the 6, the 4.5, the 3, the 1.5, and the 1. RRP for that is $39.95. Special price of $29.95 with a £10 saving.
Yay. That's what it looks like after the first layer.
Okay.
So we could get that couple more stages to get nice bright white.
Yeah.
But for now, we can't go any further with that one.
Because we have to let it rest.
Exactly.
Again, covered in your lovely white work course.
Exactly. Okay, so I thought I'd show you a little bit of the flower now.
Yeah.
Do a little bit of blending with the colours, and then we'll do a little bit of grid work on that one.
Okay. Super.
Okay, so the colour that did this in the foundation course, didn't we?
We did, yes, the colouring. Yeah, it was a lovely introduction to the 3 key elements, wasn't it?
Yeah, nice and simple colouring. The first kind of colouring that we really get into when we start parchment is the pencils with the blending dorsal oil, isn't it? And then there's so many more once you dive deeper into our colouring journey. But in September, there'll be a lot more involved.
Yeah, I mean, we call it a foundation course. I've been doing this for many a year, well, since Groovi, and I've had tuition from the experts. Let's zoom out a bit, hang on. From Linda, from Josie, from Glynis, from Barbara. I mean, Barbara and myself, we've grown with the Groovi system.
Yes.
And we've been fortunate to have the help and understanding from these lovely ladies. And I mean, Jane was never a parcher.
No.
Until the Groovi came along. And when you look at now her artwork,
it's amazing, isn't it?
And so just because we call it a foundation course, I learned so much on that course, which covered white work, colouring, and also sort of perforating and picot cutting. And I think because there's so much to learn about the art of parchment craft,
there is.
And the different things, like the way that you were showing a couple of techniques in that course, I thought, now that I've seen that, it's so obvious and it just makes it easier. So don't be put off if you think, oh no, I'm all right, I can do this, I can do that. Even for me, it was a real sort of eye-opener on some of the different techniques as well, and made it so much easier.
Definitely, yeah, it does. It just gives you all of the basic knowledge that you need, and then obviously the other courses are designed to then bring foundation into intermediate and more advanced.
Yeah, so the one we're about to start tomorrow, those complete 3 modules are all white work related, aren't they?
They are, yes. So what I've done is I've used the B15.
Yep.
That is 15. I'm looking at it upside down. And the B14, I think that is. I know that one.
And these are our Pergoline pencils, item number 70063, £29.99 plus club discounts.
Okay. So it's more of an olivey green on the inside and then a bright green on the outside.
That wasn't too difficult, was it?
No, nice and simple.
Nice.
Yeah. So once you've coloured them all in, so what I've done these ones earlier.
Yeah.
So they're nice and dry.
So you colour first.
Colour first, yes.
So it's white work.
Yeah.
Then colour.
Yeah.
And now perforating.
And now perforating. In order. As if by magic.
Yeah, as if you were creating the colour. And that's what that foundation course follows, isn't it?
Yes.
White work, colour, perforating, and picot cutting.
In that order. There you go. So I'm just going to, doesn't matter where you glue tabs in.
So this is the A5 square diagonal grid. Item number for that is 40201. If you want to go smaller for the A6 square version, the item number for that is 41065. And all this information is on that demo download as well.
Yeah. So what I've done is, so I've coloured on the back, and I've turned it over, and now we're on the front.
Okay, we're going to come in nice and close.
Nice and close. So really, it's nice and simple because we're using the diagon.
Should we try on the third camera, see if that helps with your speech?
Cool. Does that help with the speech, does it? Oh, I should have used that
I reckon so.
Earlier. Should have used that a lot earlier,
Stop it, No, we'll get the giggles, we'll get into trouble.
Behave yourself, I've got to
Gracie will be telling us off. Sorry. Behave. Okay.
And breathe.
This is quite a satisfying sound.
It is. I like the sound. Come on.
Can't stop.
I'm trying to concentrate.
maybe you're interested in the original collection from Linda Williams. Item number 42439. A collection of 5 beautiful A5 square plates. Linda's Richelieu Lace A5 square Groovi plate collection. You have a £10 saving on that, which is 5 for the price of 4. And now we're going to go back to lovely Louise and her perforating. Okay. So is a diagonal grid better than a straight grid when you're doing flowers?
I prefer it, but you can use the straight grid, but turn it diagonally. If you haven't got the the brain power to do it, like me. Where's the brain power? You need to move that little finger that's just sticking in front of the needle. There we go. See, told you, no brain power.
It's creeping around that finger.
Is it? Sorry. Rude.
Okay.
So we're only going in a little bit.
So one of the things that I picked up when Louise is perforating, which was quite interesting because I've always been told, like when we're perforating a design, you've got your parchment on top of your plate, and then underneath you'd have your foam, your super foam.
Yes.
Or if you were going to be shallow perforating, you have your pico foam.
Yes.
And one of the great things I picked up, many things I picked up from Louise, is Louise, instead of putting a soft mat underneath the plate, Louise is using the hard mat, aren't you?
I am.
Because what that means, and it makes total sense, is that when you're perforating onto the hard mat, it means that you can't go any further with that needle in the hole. So therefore, even though you've got the assistance of the grid for your positioning, each hole is going to be absolutely perfect, because if you're going further down the shaft of the tool, of the needle, into a soft mat, it is slightly thicker down the length of the needle, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
So therefore, you would get varying size holes. And I mean, it wouldn't be obvious when you look at the finished piece, but if you're on the overhead like we are here, sort of thing, and you come in close, you would definitely see the difference in the size of the perforations, wouldn't you?
You would do, yes.
So that was one of the great things that I picked up on that foundation course with Louise.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh. Come back to me.
That's lovely, isn't it? That
looks nice with the colour behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So where do we go to now?
So, next of all, leave that there. So once we've coloured in everything, and we've done our white work, it will look like this. So what I've done is I've done the filigrees and the words in a different spot, so you can see that it can sometimes be a little bit different.
In relation to, if I bring in your finished piece there.
Yeah.
I'll zoom out on the.
It's just nice to just, you can use the words like that.
Of course, because although the word or the sentiment is in one lovely wave, you've actually split it up, haven't you?
Yeah. So you can do whatever you like.
Nice.
And then, so I've done that bit.
You've done what you like.
Done what I like, yeah. So next, we have this lovely plate. One of the lovely ones from Josie.
Oh, yes. These are the embossed pattern samplers, aren't they?
If I come in, because they are really useful. I mean, there's 3 in straight and 3 in diagonal. Look there, aren't there?
Designs, yes.
Yes.
So this is, yes, because this one, let me bring the details up on the screen. Where are we going?
This is the straight sampler number 3.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
So there was set 1 that had a straight one and a diagonal, set 2 straight and diagonal, and set 3 straight and diagonal. And if I remember rightly, when I recall this from Josie, I think set 1 and set 2 were just mainly made up of a series of dots, patterns. And then what Josie did with set number 3 is she then introduced lines, didn't she? We're just coming really close on that one.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, so this time, I think it was on the third collection, it was then had a series of lines together with embossed dots.
Yes. So yeah, these come in, they are really useful.
They're
I like
lovely,
that
aren't
one.
they? Yeah.
They're all nice. I'd use them in different ways. I mean, that's lovely as well. It's like the 4 and
of course, yeah. So you could, I reckon the way in which Josie's designed that, you could do all the straight lines.
Yeah.
And then I reckon you could probably line it up on the straight grid and then perforating and then do little crosses.
That would look really nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the good thing. I like these. I like this one.
Okay.
There we go. So we're going to use that one.
Yeah. And they all tessellate, don't they? So this like the little sampler. So it means that just because it is a little square doesn't mean, well, that's it. You can sort of extend it. You can use elements of it.
Move it along and just line it up. So you could have
you overlay it, don't you? Yeah,
it would look really nice. Okay, so what I've done, I have to make sure that I use the right one because these two, they're different but similar.
Yes, so you can see that on the overhead quite well because of the concentration. But when you're up close to it, you go, oh, which one is it?
I know. So I used one, I think, in the original and then used a different one on this one.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter because they're both nice. So yeah, so I would just line it up so you've got all of the. There we go. You've got all of the dots lined up here.
Right. Okay.
And on the bottom.
Right.
And I would plant my sticker tag.
This is where, Louise, you need one of our A4 and A4 square plate mates.
I do.
Because you would then have something more to attach your parchment to.
It would make it a lot easier.
Without the risk of sort of leaning over and marking your parchment.
Exactly.
And I'm sure Gracie will put those details up on the screen so that Louise can go and check out her basket later.
That's very true. That'd be great, Grace. Thank you.
So even by not embossing all of it, you're creating your own sort of patterns, aren't you? Josie's done all the design.
Yeah, Josie's done all the hard work.
Yeah.
All you've got to do is just
press the dots.
Press the dots.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to come in on this camera, so you may need to move towards me. I think, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Let's move that out of the way.
Good idea. There we go. Can we see this bit? Yeah.
Gracie said, what do I need to do? I couldn't hear what he said. I can't remember what I said. What was we going to ask Gracie to do?
I'll put the link of the plate mate for the A4 squares.
Oh, yes. The plate mate, there is a lovely plate mate for A4 and A4 square groovy plates. If you go to our website and you go to the groovy section, there is a section that has
all the plate mates.
All of the different plate mates in there. So it's really useful. And there's also a guide that you can download explaining the different plate mates.
Yes.
So I'm sure Gracie will pop a link into the comments for the plate mate section on our website.
Yeah. So then I would go around this part here. And then you have this little bit in the corner here.
Let's work on there.
Let's move this out of the way. I have a collection of plates now. The Leaning Tower of plates.
Let's have a look on that one then.
There we go.
Let's zoom in.
There we go.
Where are we going?
Yeah.
Down to that one. Okay.
There we are. So just.
That's really nice. I like that a lot.
It is they are really lovely little
It's
designs.
a great little infill, isn't it?
It is, and you could put this round a border if you wanted to. You know, make a really lovely border.
Oh yeah. So if you've got that like the nested square scallop.
Yes.
With Jane's frame in the middle of it. That'd feel like beautiful. Similar to what Josie did, but she did lovely grid work in there, didn't she?
She did, yeah. And the the really nice thing is I've seen a lot of design team samples over the last few months using little bits and pieces you can see in the borders.
Yeah.
You notice it then. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring in my gel pens.
Okay.
Because I like my gel pens.
I know you do.
Just thinking of where I put it.
I'm taking your artwork out of the way.
Okay, there we go. Basically, just put it everywhere. So I've got my gold gel pen, and the good thing is because you've already embossed the lines, it really makes it look like you've gold embossed it. You know, with the gold embossing powder, that kind of look. Because
I wonder if I come in on that other camera though, whether that might be a little bit better. Just
yeah, you can see where I've done it because it looks dark, doesn't it? There.
See, I'm not pressing down. I've seen you do this on many occasions now, and it blows me away that the beautiful look that you can get.
Kind of do very almost like this kind of motion.
Yeah, it's just backwards and forwards, isn't it?
Yeah, because what you do is if you try and go like this on your work, it doesn't flow in a way, you know, it thinks, oh, you're going too fast for me, slow down. And
also, in order to do that, it would then flatten your raised lines, wouldn't it?
Exactly. If you were going really fast and quite like firmly down, then that's what you would get with that. And now I'm going to come in with my pink.
Nice.
So I'm going to do the little centre of my flower.
See, it gives it a completely different look, doesn't it? So
yeah,
because you're mixing up the beautiful white line art, and then you've got that embossing on there, you've got some colour behind the flower, and then to incorporate this on the front, I don't know, it gives it a different look.
Yeah, so I know we're going to have some really lovely design team samples. So I thought I'd do something a little bit different, and you know how much I love my gel pens.
Especially pink and purple.
Yeah.
Pretty in pink.
Pretty in pink.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So then you would just keep on turning it round.
Yeah. How long does it doesn't take long to dry, does it? But obviously you don't want to lean on it with your warm hands and smudge.
No, yeah, it doesn't take long to dry at all. Before I'm done this, it will be dry.
You
know, before you've obviously, the first bit that you do will be dry by the time I've gone around. But yeah, as I'm working, I don't lean on it. I work around.
You're starting from the middle and working outwards, aren't you?
Yeah.
Just mesmerised watching. If you're interested in that set of metallic gel pens, the item number of that is 70449. You've got gold, silver, bronze, pink, purple, blue,
green.
And there's one more.
Like a greeny.
And green,
colour.
yes.
Oh, whatever. Yeah, teal and green.
Yeah.
It's like a tealy colour in it. Tealy green. So you can get very carried away.
It's no way to stop, isn't it?
It is, yeah. So anyway, after I've done that, you would also do the words and everything like that. So
right, okay.
I thought, but there's not going to be enough time. So I wanted to show you how to do the little border.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you can see on here, I've used the semi-star tool.
Currently being stored in Louise's tool holder.
Yeah, here it is. So it looks like a K.
Oh yeah.
If it starts.
So the semi-star tool is 70343.
Yeah.
Try that camera. Yeah, go over to that one. This is the fun one. I'm trying to work out where it is. There it is.
There you go.
So that is the semi-star tool.
That's the semi-star tool. Yes.
Okay.
So you can do, if you wanted to, you can put a tumble dry sheet underneath your work.
Yeah.
And that helps with the, it doesn't matter because there's not a pattern underneath, so you're okay.
So that helps with the lubrication of the needles every time you perforate?
It does, yes. And when you're working with any kind of tool, you can, for example, if you're working along a line, I was speaking to Josie earlier about this, is like you can make a template. So that, for example, I mean, here I went along the line and it fitted.
Right.
But if you're not sure whether something's going to fit or not,
you get right to the end and either it's too short or it's too long. Yeah,
you can either you would work from the outside in.
Yeah.
Or you can create a template and see what fits and then kind of work your pattern along
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I know it fits, so I'm just going
to try on the third camera for this one. There we go.
Let me come over to you.
To me?
To me too. There we go. Okay, so the first perforation.
And you're using your Pico foam and your super foam?
I am. Just because I'm not really, I don't press too hard when I perforate anyway.
Right.
So you can use your Pico foam, and then when you want to re-perforate, you could go in with your super foam. But I hardly put any pressure down now. So the only reason I use my super foam sometimes underneath my Pico foam is it
protect your legs when you're working.
Yeah, that too. But I don't know whether it makes any sense, but it's closer to me.
Yes,
and there's more cushion under.
That. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, because the Pico foam I think is 4 mil deep.
Yes.
And I think the super foam is either 8 or 10.
Yeah.
So.
But if you're a bit worried about, oh, I'm going to perforate too deeply, then I would just go with your Pico foam on top of the black mat.
Yeah.
But I suppose when you become a bit more experienced with tools and everything, and you know how much pressure to put your tool in, then it doesn't matter so much.
So you're hooking
the first needle, so the needle furthest away from me is going into the last hole of the previous tool.
Okay.
So that way it will all line up.
And
it's the same distance away from each other then.
Perfect.
Which makes life so much easier.
Yeah, could be counting that, I can tell you. And you're perforating on the front, aren't you?
I am, yes.
Oops, wrong camera.
Same with my with the camellia.
Yes. So you've gone all the way, nearly all the way down to there. Wait, slide.
Slide to the left. Slide to the right.
Don't start me off again, Louise.
Okay. There we go. So that is, let me move them away. I don't need them anymore.
Where are we going on that one?
Oh, hold on. I'll move back. There we go. So we can see there.
Yeah.
That's it.
Perfect. I mean, at this point in time, it just looks like a series of holes, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. It's hard to see a pattern sometimes with some of the tools when you go down.
Yeah, I think it may be covered in one of the Linda Williams handbooks.
Yeah, you can see that better if you put it that way.
Where you've turned it over.
You can see lots of V's.
Yes, you
coming
can,
out of a long perforation line.
Yes.
So you can see it better then. So I would then come in with my number 2, or you can come with the number 1, depending on how you're feeling. So it's like you can come in. That would be your number 1. And this would be your number 2. So it's a thicker line. I'm going with my number 2. You kind of go a bit around like that. So you're kind of making little hearts or bunny ears.
Oh, yeah. Both very sweet.
I know.
Yeah.
It's a really nice effect. Instead, like if you're a bit nervous about picot cutting, to do this around an edge, it just really is a bit softer than this one. I think I used the number 1 here, but you can do it softly. You can even, if you're careful, you can go back in and go over it again, but you've got to be careful.
So because all those perforations in there, it's weakened the parchment, hasn't it?
It has. So yeah, you have to be ever so careful when doing this work, embossing around a tool, because it is very like that.
And what happens if you accidentally, the tool slips and it squidges a hole? Because we're obviously working on the back, aren't we? So it sort of, it closes up that perforation.
It does. So then when we have gone along the line, all the way along the line, this is when you would come back in with your 1 needle bold, and you would reperforate.
Right, okay. When you say reperforate, you're now going in and pushing the tool in further?
Yes.
So therefore it just opens up the perforation more.
It does, yeah. So you would perforate these ones. So then it really kind of makes the white pop. Like so.
Nice.
Oh,
so I had a question from lovely Gracie.
Oh, yes.
Excuse me, getting the gel pens to work. Now, sometimes if they've been sitting around for a while, if they've been laid on their side, obviously the ink can sit to one side, can't they?
They can,
Or if they've been standing upright so that the ink sort of comes down to
goes
the bottom.
away from the cap.
My tips are let the pen stand in a downward position, say overnight, just to give it a chance to go back. Sometimes a warm hand like that can sort of make a difference on it. Also, I wouldn't go hard and try and scribble the colour out.
I think that's what a lot of people struggle with. So I sometimes, even on this as well, like if you don't go over it on the Pico foam, for example.
Let's have a look at that on the overhead.
Because it's soft. There you go.
Yeah.
Because it's soft underneath.
Yeah.
It lets the ink flow.
Right. Oh, I see. So it's not hard on hard.
No. So if I was ever struggling with the gel pen, doing it on a soft surface can be better.
I think because with a pen not working, I think we automatically sort of like, oh, it's not working. So you sort of scribble, don't you? With like a biro pen. I do it. Oh, my red pen's not working. It's a biro pen. I mean, the Pergamano have like a ball bearing in them. So it could be, and so sometimes if it hasn't been used for a while, it can sort of like clog up around the ball bearing. And I think we automatically think, oh, I've got to go hard to loosen it up. You could also, I mean, this goes back to with any gel pen. I remember the Sakura gel pens.
Yes.
Sometimes they would have those issues. Running it under a hot tap, the nib under a hot tap can sometimes help free it up. Fine sandpaper.
Okay.
Just gently, not hard, but just gently over some very fine sandpaper or a nail file.
Right at the tip, sometimes, like you say, that can get a little bit clogged. So if you're putting it over like fine sandpaper, then that kind of releases the ink that might be dried right at the tip.
I mean, these are tips that I remember back in the day, say from those
any
gel pen, because it can happen. But I think that was a great tip because, say, if you're going on hard, I'm going to sneeze. Sorry, if you're going on hard.
If you're going onto a hard surface,
because you think, oh, I need to get that ink flow. I wouldn't go take the cap off and go like that because that would be another instinct to try and free up the little ball bearing. Oh, I'll give it a couple of taps and that will cause more damage. but using it on a soft mat like that, I thought that was a great idea.
It does help the because it is soft. I find that if I'm ever having a problem with any kind of gel pen and I put it into a hard surface, it will appear scratchy. It doesn't flow as much as you do it softly. It's like if you do it fast, it's not going to work then. You just softly and hardly putting any pressure. I mean, when I'm doing my little embossed dots, you know, the little that makes it look a bit like you know, little dip dots and stuff, then I do it ever so softly because obviously I'm working on embossing, so you don't want it to go cave in.
Okay. No, exactly.
So to do my dots, it is very, very fine. I'm tickling
the parchment.
Yeah, I'm not even
that's the new
any pressure.
Parchment term, tickling the parchment.
Tickling the parchment.
So I hope that helps. If you've got any issues, then obviously you can give the lovely Sue a call in the office. I can't believe where the time's gone. I just wanted to share with our friends at home. I want to look at those individual plates from Linda's original collection, if we may.
Yes.
So if I bring the details up on the screen of the original collection that we, this was earlier in the year we released it. Can't believe we're halfway through the year. The item number for the original collection from Linda Williams, and obviously the new plate will work beautifully with the original collection. Item of that is 42439. You have a £10 saving, bringing it down to $39.95, plus your relevant club discounts as well. If you go to the Clarity website and you go to that show page, you'll see they're all available individually as well. So let's start off with this one here. And we'll just have a look at the design plates just on the overhead so we can see those in a little bit more detail. There we go. So that is the first one. Then we have the next one. Now, when this one was traced out by the lovely Jazz, you've got to put the extra lines in, but I think it's quite good because it shows what the heart looks like with and without the lattice in.
Yeah, that's nice because you could put something on, like you could put this on a top layer and have something underneath. Pico cut this.
I've just remembered just seeing that. I remember because the lattice is on the plate as well. This is rather lovely. So this is plate number 3.
It's lovely, isn't it? It's the double lines, isn't it? It makes it look really.
Then we've got the butterflies. And these are rather special, this little... I'm going to zoom in really close on this because I know Barb was really impressed with this particular design.
I know, that is really lovely extra design. If you don't want embossed dots, that's really effective.
They're like little corner...
Yeah. And if you put a little dot inside that,
it looks like a flower, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Or like they look like little hearts.
Oh, yeah. But I know that was something really special. And we didn't really see that until we launched the collection. And then finally, the 5th one in this collection, that lovely sort of, this one is called the lace background. And you can see, I mean, it's the camera, there we go. And they're in 2 different sizes. We could have given you a plate that had all of that size on there, or we could have given you a plate with all of the smaller size, but Linda thought it was a great idea to combine both on that same plate.
Yeah, definitely.
So so that was the original collection from Linda Williams, 42439. So where are we now? We're Tuesday today. So that's all our social TV done for today. Tomorrow, Louise and I will be doing our very first live of the brand new 123 Whitework Foundation course, which I will bring up on the screen just there. Not foundation, the Whitework course, item number 60223. Then Thursday, 7 p.m. in the evening, back in the shack with Barb. And I think colouring in that lovely floral postcard poster.
The poster.
So it'll be a nice chilled evening. Obviously, Grace is home. She may even make an appearance in front of the camera. So maybe they can colour together. Yeah, mother and daughter. So that's Thursday at 7 p.m. And then Friday, Barb and I will be back for 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. with something really special that we launched at the open days. Hot foiling. That's all I'm going to say. Those of you that came to the open days have already seen that, and from the feedback we've had so far, absolutely loving
Loved it, yeah.
So all I say, I hope you can join us on Friday at 10 and 2 for that. But apart from that, enjoy the rest of your afternoon, evening. Thank you as always to lovely Grace.
Thank you, Grace.
And obviously the lovely Louise for her amazing artwork, Linda and the amazing design team as well.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you. And we'll see you again very soon. Take care now. Bye-bye.
Bye.